Alright. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, Hashem natan haTorah. Amen. Blessed are you, Lord God, King of the universe, who gives us the Torah of truth and the good news of salvation to his people Israel and to all the peoples through his Son Yeshua, the Messiah, Lord. Amen. Alright. Just quickly, for those of you who are keeping track, Purim is going to start soon. You guys know the story of Purim? You know why you celebrate it or why you don't celebrate it? Okay, so Purim is the story of Esther. Okay? You will not find it in Leviticus 23. It is not one of the feasts that we have that we are commanded by God to keep. But it's a nice remembrance. Remember, Purim is a salvation story. Okay? Remember with Esther, it's quite interesting when you look at the pictures. Okay, remember what was her Hebrew name? Hadassah. Alright? So as you look, she gets lifted up through political issues because Queen Vashti didn't want to play for the king. She gets chosen, she goes through the purification process, and then she finds out that there's a man called who wants to kill all the Jews. Just Haman, right? Haman, right. Alright, so Haman, who is Haman? Which descendant or which lineage do we trace him back to? He was called an Agagite. Agag. He was a king going back who was allowed to live. The king of Israel had him in the palm of his hand. He wiped him out according to God's instruction, except he let some of them live, including the king, Agag. Who let him live? King Saul, right? And Samuel moans with him and he says, what are you doing? You're going against what God has said, and does the job. But by then, it's too late, his lineage goes on, and we see that because of his disobedience, Israel are faced with battles ahead. And now we see the Jews under which empire? The Persians. Medo-Persian Empire. And the name? The king. Okay, in some Bibles it will be called Achashvarosh. Another one, Xerxes, right? Right? Which Xerxes are we talking about? Right, the King Xerxes. If you've ever seen the movie 300, it was based on a true story. Okay? He was trying to take on Greece, and kind of sort of a backdrop to the story in Esther. He basically gets a beat down in Greece and he's very grumpy, and now he can't carry on conquering with his empire. But anyway, in the midst of all those issues that are going on, he meets us. He deals with Haman. The secret identity is revealed. She pleads for the life. And remember, what is that turning point of that story? What is it that Hadassah, what does she have to do to be able, or what's the big risk about her approaching the king? You cannot go to the king and summon. If not, they can strike you down unless he gives out his scepter, right? And he says, okay, I'll receive. All right? And as he reaches out, she gets given grace, and he asks her something interesting. He says, what do you want? Even unto half of my kingdom I'll give you. And she says, save me from Haman and his evil people? No. She said, if I'm pleasing to you, let me come to me tonight and let me prepare a banquet. And she won and wines and dines, and Haman is there, and this is awesome and all good things, and it gets revealed. And the very thing that Haman was using to destroy Mordecai is the very thing of his own destruction. Right? And why is it called Purim? Because Haman cast who? Lots. Right? Lots out to choose a day for the destruction of the nation of Israel. If God had not stepped in, what would happen? Complete, pretty much annihilation. What would have that meant for all of the covenants you learned about in the first session? It would have been done. Is this before or after Mashiach? Before Messiah. So if he did not step in, Messiah would not have come. Remember, it was under the Persian kings who allowed them to go back and rebuild the temple. Yes? So he gave and he allowed them to rebuild, started to gather them back. While I'm there, who are the two people that headed it up? The temple, the second temple, the actual second temple, you know we call Herod's temple. You guys know what I'm talking about? Okay, you get three temples mentioned. The first one is built by temple, not the Mishkan. Temple. Who built the first one? Shlomo, Solomon. Right? Who built the second one? Zerubbabel. Right? Zerubbabel. Okay? And he had a high priest by the name of Joshua or Joshua. Right? And he comes in and he establishes God's house. And they slowly but surely build up. And then Herod comes and he flattens it and he rebuilds another temple, Yeshua's temple. What they call second temple, period. Right? But it's not the second temple, it's actually the third. But because it wasn't destroyed, it was remodeled. But unfortunately, when he remodeled, he kind of had to flatten it anyway. Because Herod's the mountain wasn't big enough for him. You want me to go into this quickly? Alright. Okay, when you look at Mount Zion, like God promised, okay? Where he said, you're going to a place of hills and valleys. Okay? So as you go through a mountainous region of hills and valleys, you get different types of valleys, right? You're sitting in place, Mount Zion or Mount Moriah, same place, is sitting up on a thing, and if I want to build, let's do it like that. If I want to build a temple, can I build it out here and out here and out here? No. Okay, why? There's going to be a little bit of a problem with the platform, don't you think? We're going to have people bouncing up and down on here, you're going to get cracks over here, we're going to have issues. Yes? Yes? This is interactive. Okay? So what he did was, he said, no, I need more. Herod, being complete megalomaniac, yeah, that guy. But he was completely paranoid, but a wonderful skilled man when it came to building. He built to define nature. He built to leave a legacy. It was about Herod, it was about him. What would he leave as a landmark, okay? I'm not going to go into it too much, but anyway, he decided, no. You want to see temple? I studied in Rome. I'm going to show you temple. And he built a temple that at that point rivaled the biggest one ever built in all the world. Okay, so he dug into the mountain and he added sections and he built up. Okay, if you're looking at Israel today, there's a nice little section where people pray at. I'm not saying that's exactly how it is, but more or less, what's that place called? They call it the Western Wall, the Western Retaining Wall. Okay? Alright, that means he built up a wall so that he could make it flat. Okay, he cut into the mountain, he needed a place and he needed a platform. That platform is how big? Right, 144,000 square meters. 12 football fields sitting next to each other. Temple Mount, this is what they're talking about. Just the platform. The western wall is the western section, like 1/8 of the wall. That they go sit in their prayer because they're not allowed to pray on top of the mountain and stuff. Literally, when you try and stand over there, you come in, you have to hand in your Bible. You're not allowed to take a Bible onto Temple Mount. Why? Because there's a mosque up here, and they don't want other people praying to other gods. It's very ironic. Anyway, and on top of it, we have platforms. So we have the porticos, we have the temple, okay, we have the altars and all those things. And that was second temple. This is what Herod put up. The Zerubbabel's temple was a lot smaller. He didn't have he couldn't build the retaining walls. He never had the skill to be able to do that. They actually, it says in Scripture, they actually mourned when they saw it because it wasn't as beautiful as Solomon's temple. So even though they had God's house back and they were wanting to get everything back together, to start worshiping God and to go do all those things, unfortunately, He allowed them to come back. He gave them what they built with what they had. But the temple is not about the temple. What is the temple really about? What was the point of the tent? What is the point of the Mishkan? That God would dwell with you, in you. So the house literally just represented God's presence. You couldn't build a house big enough. You can't build a house ornate enough. You can't parallel what He has in heaven with the amounts of fancy stones and all the rest of it. Yes, you can try, but it's just a symbol. Right? Okay? So anyways, Zerubbabel and them established that as they came back. And they were busy doing those things, and meanwhile we've got spiritual battles taking place over in Persia. Okay? We're dealing with, throughout the Persian Empire, Esther stepping out in faith that God would save her. And because He extended the staff, or He extended the scepter to give her grace, it's almost like a picture that God operating through a king would allow His bride an audience with Him. Sound familiar? It's like Mount Sinai, and it's Yeshua, and it's all of those things that are parallel all the time. Okay? So if you are celebrating, okay, it starts on Monday night, Chag Sameach, have a good time. Remember, there are a lot of weird and wonderful traditions we get from Judaism. Be careful. Purim is a time when people say that you can, well, the rabbis say that you can drink so much that you can't read the difference between Haman and Mordecai. You won't find that anywhere in Scripture. I will not encourage you. Alright? Scripture says don't become a drunkard. Alright? So the whole point is, remember and celebrate that if God did not intervene, we wouldn't have Messiah. We wouldn't have Scripture. We wouldn't have what we have. It is a time to be remembered. Definitely.
Sorry, is Purim not the 21st of March?
Depends on when we come from sleep. Okay, remember, it's the 14th day of Adar. And because we're in a leap year, they do it on Adar 1 and Adar 2, which means the 12th month and the 13th month. But Scripture says it was in the 12th month, so we will stick to the 12th month. Okay? Which one? According to... Yeah, we'll get into that.
Yeah, if you look on that Deborah's,
We'll get into it after, okay? Alright. So, if you're going to be celebrating your feet, if not, no problem. Alright, open up to Judges 17:4. Alright, we spent a whole bunch of time framing a guy by the name of Shimshon. And Shimshon was a judge. Shimshon was supposed to do what? He was supposed to judge. But was Shimshon judging his... Who was he judging? What was he doing? Running off the Philistine woman and avenging himself. Shimshon was about self. Okay? Now I want you just quickly go back to 16 verse 31 in my Bible, just at the end. Remember, he pushed down the pillars that were holding the bulk of the weight of the roof. It says he killed more in his death than in his life. And it was about revenge for his eyes. And it says his brothers and all his father's family came down, took him, brought him up, and buried him between Zorah and Eshtaol. In the tomb of his father Manoach, he had judged Israel for 20 years. What's interesting about that statement? Where else did you see mention of Samson's brothers? You don't. Barely talk about his parents, never mind his tribe, never mind the rest of Israel. Right? It's only Judah that makes a little placate, and they're arresting the very judge that God has lifted up and handing him over to the enemy. We don't hear about it, and yet they come and they bury him. Notice, not all of Israel mourns him. When Moses died, when Miriam died, when Aaron died, when Gideon died, there was a collective. Here we have his family. Now, if he was supposed to be a judge of Israel, you see, the individualistic, even though God used him, even though he struck a mighty blow to the Philistines, the kings are dead, their temple has been destroyed, there should have been an ample opportunity for Israel to push back and take the land. Now, what we're going to read is probably not the case. So all of a sudden it's family, and remember, the point of a judge is supposed to establish and remove oppression and to raise them up so God will be able to do what he needs to do in the land so that they can take their land. Yes? Right? We go through the cycle of we're ignoring what God said. He says, well, if you cannot be mine in my land and worship foreign gods, so I'll allow the people of foreign gods to oppress you. He raises up a guy who follows God, and then he removes him. Right? They remove the oppression, he fights up, he takes back land, they restore worship. And then there's a cycle, maybe some peace for a while, and then all of a sudden, we forget about this judge, we forget about that God, we forget about everything, and we just do our own thing. Something important before we get into chapter 17. It is very quick to get into the individualistic call of whatever God's got in your life. Listen to me. Each and every one of you have a promised land. Each and every one of you have all of those moments that you're going to go through. You're going to have dips. You're going to go through those things. And you're going to be so focused on your relationship with God, you're going to forget your purpose for the greater work. You build your church instead of building it. You're about your kingdom, your happiness, establishing your house, your revenge, your eyes, your, and we forget about what God wanted us to do for the rest of Israel. These chapters follow because it's going to give you an inkling of the wake of the destruction of what Samson left behind. If you get lifted up, if you get saved, you're saved for a purpose. Yes, God loves you and He wants to save you, but also if He's investing in you to lift you up, to get you to the next level, what is that next level? Who am I supposed to help? Who am I supposed to pull up? He's pulled you out of a pit and He's put you on the top level of the rope. And you're so busy looking at the knots within the rope, you forget that you need to lower it down to pull people out. Okay? Alright, chapter 17. There was a man from the hills of Ephraim named Micaiah. What's the meaning of the name? Who is like? Okay. Who is like God? Okay? Yeah. So, we know, again, there's something to do with the parents maybe, or this is going to be a picture of it. He said to his mother, you know the 1,100 pieces of silver that were taken from you? Let's pause. Nothing is there for a reason. Why is it not 1,200 pieces of silver? Why is it 1,100? Thank you very much. Okay, silver is supposed to be redemption, but this was exactly the same amount was used for betrayal given to Delilah. Each king paid her 1,100 pieces of silver. Alright, God's linking the story. He's bringing you across. Even though Samson is dead, there's still a betrayal coming. Let's focus on that, okay? You pronounced a curse about it. You told me about it. Well, the money is with me. I took it. Okay, so you stole from your mommy. Interesting. His mother said, may Adonai bless you, my son, as he restored the 1,100 pieces of silver to his mother. This is very strange. It's like, oh, you took it. Oh, okay, that's fine. And then, as long as you give it back, it's fine. Then his mother said, I solemnly dedicated the money of mine to Adonai in order for my son to make a carved image overlaid with silver. Okay, stop with this. I've dedicated all of this money, that's a small fortune, right? So that we could make a carved image. All right, welcome to the period of Judges. We want to worship God, but we want to do it in our way. We want to do it in a pagan way. So now I'm giving it back to you. But he returned the money to his mother, and she took 200 pieces of silver and gave them to his middle worker, who had carved the image of a labor's silver, which was put in Eliyahu's house. So we take 200 of that shekels, even though all of it was dedicated to God. So I'm going to give you everything I got on a Monday and a Wednesday and maybe sometimes on a Sunday. They make this is what they would call a teraphim, a household idol. Alright? The man, Micha, owned the house of God. House of God? He owned the temple? No? House of gods. Okay? So maybe he set up a nice little house that he could have built up a few different household idols. What other thing could be put in there? What belonged to God if you owned a house? Could this be a Levitical city house? Remember, that's the only piece you really own. The Levites had cities to dwell in. They were never allowed to sell it. Well, other houses within cities or other city houses, you're allowed to do that, but this belonged to the Levites. It's a possibility. Okay? We make like good rabbis. Yes, we put everything out there and we see where we go. So he made a ritual vest, an ephod, okay, and household gods, and consecrated one of his sons, who became his kohen. All right, here we go. Right, so not only am I going to make him an ephod, I'm going to make for him a god, I'm going to make my son be a priest. Where's the Mishkan? The tabernacle is still operating. Why isn't he going up to the tabernacle? Is he a kohen? No. We make him one. This is something that seems to perpetuate. You guys know the story of Jeroboam? Okay, I lost eye contact there very quickly. Right? So you're sitting there, Kingdom of Israel split between north and south. 12 tribes split between 2 tribes, roughly. Okay, it's never really 2 tribes. Because Benjamin is kind of border town. You had the Levites who left the north and came down. So we can't really say Simeon and Judah are part of one sort of piece of land. And they're sitting up and they go up. Why did they split? King Solomon died, his son Rehoboam came into power, and he asked a question. Well, they asked him a question. Let's get that. What was the question? Lay off the taxes, right? He says, your dad, he was ambitious. He bought everywhere. It cost everybody a lot of money. Can we have a little bit of a break from that, please? He listened to his wise men, his father's wise men, and they said, look, if you drop the taxes a little bit, we're not going to die. That's a paraphrase. It says, but you will gain a kingdom. They will follow you. They will be loyal to you because you heard them and you're compassionate. It's a good thing. Then he listened to his friends, and his friends said, yeah, I said, you will long for the days of my father because his taxes are like my pinky. But mine will be like that. Right? So I'm going to bring taxes because I don't want to show weakness. And what happened? God already promised a guy by the name of Jeroboam that he was going to walk away with the tribes of Israel, and they went up north and they separated himself from them. See, Jeroboam never operated this out of his own. Jeroboam was actually called to do it, like Saul was. But like Saul, Jeroboam had a little bit of a moment and he started to become fearful. If I lose my kingdom, Saul started following people. As soon as people left, I don't want them to waste time. Samuel, we're waiting for Samuel, but the people are leaving, so I'll make love. That's what the people said. Right? Jeroboam, if they go down to Jerusalem, they're not going to want to come back up here. Because Jerusalem is where the temple is. And they're not going to come. But God had already promised him that establishment. He was going to keep him. He was going to keep him in power. So what did Jeroboam do? He built 2 cultic places of worship. One in Dan, Samson's tribe, and one in Bethel. Right? Then Lynch Church, Bethel, house of God. What does he put there? A golden calf in each. Because it worked out really well for everybody who did that at the mountain, right? Yeah, probably not. Since the Levites left, we don't have anybody to minister, so what do? For a fee, anybody's a Levite. Don't stress about it. It's fine. Anybody can be it. Anybody can be a kohen. All you need is a place of worship. It's fine. Well, let's not laugh about the Levites and what they're called to do and their provision and all the rest of it that they're busy doing. Remember, if I take away from that act of worship, in the Levites eat less. So we have people walking away. We have people aligning themselves with God. Guys, we need to be careful. We have a tendency to do this today. Anybody can be a pastor. Anybody can be. All you need to do is go study. There's a difference between a profession and a calling. There's nothing wrong with studying. It's about acknowledging whether or not you've been called to do this. Because if you think it's a good idea before you love God and because you love Him, and He has called you to be a prophet or an evangelist, being a pastor is going to kill yourself. If you're not called to be a shepherd, don't be a shepherd. If you're not called to be a teacher, don't be a teacher. Right? Says the teacher. You know? So you have to acknowledge where He wants you to operate in, because that's the place that's going to bring forth the best fruit. Okay? So he goes, no, I'm going to put my boy here, he's going to be my kohen, everything's going to be fine. I'm just thinking back, look at the name. So it says, he overlaid the silver which was put in Micha Yahu's house. This man Micha owned the house of God. So he went with the ritual best in the house of guests and consecrated one of his sons, who became a kohen. It's interesting that it's Eliyahu and Micha. At that time, there was no king in Israel, and a man simply did whatever he thought was right. So without Torah, you don't have guideline. If you don't have guideline, you kind of aim and you say, well, I'm not a bad person. I'm going to worship Him the best way I know how. The problem is, when you know more, you're more accountable. He's holding you to what you know and how you understand. But there's both blessing and cursing in it. Number one, if you walk away, curse. Or if you do it your own way, knowing that we have to do it His way. Okay? Problems. Okay? We have to be focused on what God did. But the blessing in that is that God has invested in you to give you more knowledge so that you can better lead His people. So you can draw closer to Him. Yes, it lifts you up. But the simple fact of the matter is the King of the universe says, you need to know me more, and I'm going to give you that revelation. That is something to be feared and appreciated at the same time. This is not about how you want to do it, it's the way He called you to do it. Learn from Samson. There was a young man from Bethlehem in Yehuda. Last time we heard of someone from Bethlehem? Who was the great king of Israel? David. All right, here we go. Judah, Bethlehem. From the family of Judah, who was a Levite. It says, here we go. He's from the kingly lineage, and he's a Levite. He's staying in Judah. He had been staying in Bethlehem, but left there to find another place to live, and came to the hills of Ephraim, where eventually he made his way to the house of Micha. Micha asked him, where are you coming from? He asked, I'm a Levi from Bethlehem in Yehuda. I'm looking for a place to live. Again, I bring you back to, he's a Levite. He has cities of refuge. Why is he not living in the Levitical cities? Why is he looking for a place to live? This is a problem. This is telling you that something is not right there, right? It doesn't give us the full details, but he has a place. Micha replied, stay with me to be a father and a kohen for me, and I will give you 10 pieces of silver a year, in addition to your clothing and food. So the Levite went in and agreed to stay with the man. The young man became one of his sons. After Micha consecrated the Levite, the young man became his kohen and stayed there in Micha's house. Where does it say in the book of Leviticus that you can go walk east and go become a priest in some man's house as he puts teraphim up? Even the Levites are confused here. His portion will come from God serving in the Mishkan, nowhere else. They have a little piece of land, right? The Levitical cities, you have a city that's sitting up, Yazoo city, and then it says you get a small tract of land, if my memory serves me correctly. It's about, I think it's about, let's use a kilometer or a mile, and then again you have another kilometer or another mile around it, one for your cattle, one for your crops. Why is he struggling to find a place to go? He was allocated a place to go. Why is he leaving Judah? What is he doing at this person's house? As soon as he saw an household idol, he should have run. Instead, he saw silver and he said, yes, please. Come and be a priest. We'll pay you a big salary. Everything will be fine. But is that where God wants you? Maybe. Maybe not. And yeah, Micha said, now I know that Adonai will treat me well because I have a Levi for a kohen. Yeah, yeah, he's I think he missed that portion of the Leviticus. Right, chapter 18.
Is that a shadow of the false falsehood or something? Because that's really...
That's a perversion of Torah.
Well,
That's
it's wrong.
people that have lost the idea. Prophets for hire. This is a priest for hire. The closest sort of picture we have is Balaam. Balaam was like, even if I have, remember the words of Balaam. It says, even, remember he was negotiating with the guys after they were sent? Balak sent him messengers, high-ranking officials, go and fetch him. He says, no. Remember he was stuck in a nation, he was a Gentile and all the rest of it. And if you remember the story, the way it worked there is that they would try and bribe the God of the other nations. Right? So in the way the Hebrew reads, it says he happened upon Adonai. He kind of stumbled across him. He says, we're going to have this conversation. He says, great. God meets with this guy, even though he's a soothsayer. He says, all right, we're going to have a discussion. You want to talk to me about my people? I want to talk to you about yours. So he says, only what I tell you. The guys go up and they say, well, you go. He says, no. God said, no, I'm not like it. But I'm saying. Sends more high-ranking officials. Same story, it happens again and again. And then he goes, well, even if you pay me a whole household full of silver, I cannot say anything that he was really giving them their price. But addendum, I might not operate your worldview. So God says, well, if they force you to go, go with them. And the next morning you see him saddling up his donkey, climbing on, saying, come on boys, breakfast is over, salt track water, let's move. And the others are like, we're going. And he goes out there and he's supposed to do what? Curse Israel. You know what I love about that story the most? Is while Israel is sitting on the camp in fighting, completely oblivious to this battle that's taking place.
They were fighting, they were not being holy at all.
They were fighting, they were grumbling and all the rest of it, and the things that come out of Balaam's mouth is like, oh, perfection in your tents. Meanwhile, back there, God's like, what are you guys doing? Moses sort out his people. And then Balaam's like, oh, how glorious it is to stand in tents and go. Very strange. But the perspective from where the world is, God's perspective is, he says, you at least have me. I know you're not all there yet, and I know you guys are struggling, and I know we're getting in places, but because I'm there, there is perfection in it. From the world's perspective, they're trying to drive you away, they're trying to push you, they're trying to push you all the rest of it, but nothing that he could say would be destruction to what God has already built. And Balaam blesses them, and blesses them, and blesses them, right? So we see a kohen sitting over there, thing for a couple of pieces of silver and some clothes and some food. I've got a roof over my head, I've got a title. What's the problem? Let's go to chapter 18. At that time, there was no king in Israel. Again, it's repeated. It's just every man for himself. It was also at that time that the tribe of Dan was looking for a place to claim ownership and settle in. Please pause. Who was it supposed to, or where was Dan supposed to settle? Around the territory of which group of people? The Philistines. Who was Samson fighting against? Philistines. Who did God rise up to go pick a fight with the Philistines? Samson. Remember? Says he put it in Samson's mind to go get a woman from the Philistine because he wanted, what's the word I'm looking for? He wanted ground to pick a fight with her. Right? I think it was in 16, just to check. So God put the desire in Samson's heart to go and knowing that they would betray him and get Samson's blood boiling so that he can go have something against them. Carry on. He says, that's it. I'm done with these people. I'm going to go and fight them. When I'm finished, the offshoot of that should have been, and Dan was able to see. Samson is dead. The Philistines have been delivered a mighty blow, and the Dan tribe still has not had place to sit. How long has it been since Joshua has been around? Joshua said, it's clean-up time, guys. The big battles are done. Just go and take the land. Move for it. Fight. Go and take what's yours. And yeah, even with the judge was anointed from God and fought for himself, he left no inheritance for someone else. Think about that. Parallel that for a little bit with Joshua. What was the promise given to Joshua? It's kind of there, but God told him, you will cause this people to inherit. Now that's a judge, that's a leader. You're going to bring them into the fullness of their inheritance. You're going to bring them home. Remember, a patriarchal society was to redeem a people back to the patriarch. Who's the patriarch in Scripture? From a spiritual perspective, not Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov, it is God himself. He wants to redeem his people back to him. Yes? Spiritual accountability. I'm going to pay a price and so that I can get you back. The price was assured. And I want to bring you back into my kingdom. Kingdom of heaven. Kingdom dynamics. I want to bring you back in. And when that has been fully established, I'm going to put you back in the land. In its fullness, I will dwell with you. Picture of temple. Picture of Mishkan. It's the whole purpose, the whole point. Then where do you belong? Nowhere. Why were they so scared? It was tough ground. The Philistines were there, but still, they didn't go in. That's not this. Yeah, those two. Getting good far. Alright. Yeah. So at this, let me read from this one. At that time, there was no king in Israel, and it was also at that time that the tribe of Dan was looking for a place to claim ownership of and settle in, since they had not yet been given any land of their own among the tribes of Israel. The people of Dan sent 5 leading men from Tzivah and Eshtaol, representing their whole tribe, to spy out and explore the land. Sound familiar? Let's send them out to spy out the land and let's get reports. They instructed, go and explore the land, and they came to the hills of Ephraim, to the house of Micha, and they stayed there. Okay, spies that are staying with someone. Who does that sound like? Rahab, right? The spies that were hidden in Jericho. Why am I liking this guy's house to a Jericho? That's an unclean place. There's prostitution going on in Jericho. There's prostitution that's happening here from a spiritual point of view. Right? Okay? While they were there at Micha's house, they recognized the accent of the young man, Levi. So they approached him and they said, who brought you here? What are you doing in this place? And what is there for you here? And like, you should not be here. What's going on? He answered, here's the arrangement. Micha has made with me. He pays me a wage and I serve him as a kohen. So what was a conundrum is actually about money. They said to him, please ask God whether our journey will be successful. The kohen replied, don't worry, Adonai is with you on his journey. Okay, how are they supposed to consult God? The Urim and the Thummim. Who kept those? High priest. Little boy here who hasn't finished his apprenticeship is busy saying, oh no, but don't worry, it's stressed. Let's go. Let's go do your thing. Like, where did you consult God? And what you're doing in the house of idols, and you want to tell me that God spoke to you right now? That's like going to a fortune teller and saying, or let's say, you get, God forbid, you get a Jewish person from the tribe of Levi who's acting like a palm reader and you want to consult God. If they're sitting there as a palm reader, you know that they have nothing to do with God, you should have run. The 5 men left, they came to Laish and saw the people that were living there securely according to the customs of the Sidonim, Sidon, people that are Phoenicians up north, quietly and securely, since none of them in the land was exercising authority that might shame them in any respect. Moreover, they were far from the Sidonim and had no dealings with other peoples. When they returned to their kinsmen in Tekoa and Israel, they asked them what they had to report. They said, let's go up and attack them. We have seen the land, it's excellent. Don't delay, start moving. Go in and take the land. When you go, you will come to a people who feel safe. There's plenty of land and the place lacks nothing. It has everything there on the earth and God has given it to you. Alright, let's parallel that a little bit. We sent out spies. Last time, 12 spies went out. Was it a place of people that were half asleep, very relaxed? They weren't worried about it at all. No, they freaked out. They said, these people are giants and we are grasshoppers, they're going to eat us and our children. Why is that important? Because it has to seem impossible for it to give glory to God. How is God going to get any glory if you could have done it in your sleep? You don't need Him. It's not a miracle then. It's just you. It's just you. If you can do this thing, this calling, by yourself with your eyes closed, you haven't looked long and hard enough. If God has called you, it should scare you. It should excite you, and you should be nervous. There's no fear. They go into Jericho with the spies, and they think, oh, Jericho's a piece of cake, guys, let's go. No problem. No, we still don't know how we're going to break through those walls where they have cherry presses on. We have no idea. All we do is we have a testimony from some lady who said, I'm sure God is giving you this place. That's all they needed. There was no battle plan. There was no, oh, don't stress about it, guys. We're going to go knock on the front door and they're going to leave. But yeah, we see exactly the opposite. So from the tribe of Dan, 600 men equipped for war went out from there. What does the number 6 normally represent? Man. Man's plan, man's ideas. Let's go. From Seor and Eshtaol, they went up and they camped at Kiryat Ye'arim in Yehuda. Now, please stop the bus. Let's just pause there, and I might, if you will excuse me, or I'm going to go down the rabbit hole. Hold on. Kiryat Ye'arim, where's that? Besides the fact that it says in Judah. It's identified as one place called Abu Ghosh. Abu Ghosh is on the way up to Jerusalem. Okay, you drive basically through Abu Ghosh. Abu Ghosh when you're coming up the hills before you get into Jerusalem itself. Why am I bringing that up? Go with me to Luke 24, verse 13. When it's open, write that down. Luke 24. But don't go into it. That has got nothing to do with fancy. I know, right? Yeah, I know. I used to go and look at that. Luke 24, verse 13. Luke 24, verse 13. Everybody there? Yeah. It says that same day, two men, let's just give you a little bit of a background. Yeshua now being crucified, they've seen him die, they've put him into the tomb, and they still can't believe that this has actually happened. The Mashiach that they thought was the Mashiach is dead. That same day, two of them were going toward the village about 7 miles from Jerusalem called Emmaus, identified in some places as Abu Ghosh. And they were talking with each other about all the things that have happened. As they talked and they discussed, Yeshua himself came up to them and walked along with them, but something kept them from recognizing him. He asked them, what are you talking about with each other as you are walking along? They stopped short, their faces downcast, and one of them, named Cleopas, answered him, are you the only person staying in Jerusalem that doesn't know the things that have been going on there in the last few days? What things? He asked them. Isn't that tongue-in-cheek? Yeshua. What are you talking about? You've got to love rabbis, eh? Always ask you a question. Answer your questions with questions. There's always questions. They said to them, the things about Yeshua from Nazareth. He was a prophet and proved it by the things he did and said before God and all the people. Our head Kohanim and our leaders handed him over so that he could be sentenced to death and executed on the stake as a criminal. And we had hoped that he would be the one to liberate Israel. There's oppression, and there's a Kohen that got confused. Sound familiar? Besides all that, today is the third day since these things have happened. And this morning, some of the women astounded us. They were at the tomb too early, and couldn't find his body, so they came back. But they also reported that they had seen a vision of angels who said he's alive. Some of our friends went to the tomb and found it exactly as the woman had said, but they didn't see him. He said to them, foolish people, so unwilling to put your trust in everything the prophet spoke. Didn't the Messiah have to die like this before entering into his glory? Then starting with Moshe and all the prophets, he explained to them all the things that can be found throughout the Tanakh concerning himself. They approached the village, there they were going. They approached the village where they were going. He made as if he were going on further, but they held him back, saying, stay with us, for it was almost evening and it is getting dark. So he went to stay with them, and as he was reclining with them at the table, when was the last time we saw Yeshua reclining at a table? Pesach. Right? Offering the covenant, betrothing himself to them. He says he took some matzah and he made a bracha, he broke it and handed it to them, and their eyes were open and they recognized him. Stop. Only then did they recognize him. Sometimes we go through our life and we go through our walk with our own plans and our own understanding of what we've seen and what is easy and what is right. It was good for those guys to leave Jerusalem, because they thought that if they stayed, they would be persecuted like Persia. What's happening here in Judges? They're leaving and they're walking away from the inheritance. On the road to Emmaus, the one who is going to cause them to inherit an eternal kingdom is the one sitting there with them. There's no confusion here. But with Dan, judge, it's man-made plans, man-made understanding, and a kohen that will give them man-made interpretation. You with me? Sorry, that was a little bit awesome. All right, now you will find my Thank you, sir. All right. I went up to camp at Kiryat Yarim in Yehuda, which is a place called Machane Dan. The camp of them to this day, actually, it is behind Kiryat Yarim. From there they passed on into the hills of Ephraim and came to Micha's house. The men had gone to spy out the land of Laish. Then said to their kinsmen, "Are you aware that it is these buildings, there is in these buildings is a ritual best, household gods, and the 12 image overlaid in silver?" Okay, first port of call you should have run. Decide what you ought to do. They turned off the road and went to the house of the young Levi, that is to Micha's house, and asked how he was doing. How are you doing? And 600 soldiers from Dan stayed at the gate. While the 5 who had spied out the land went in and took the idol overlaid with silver. The best in the house of God. The Kohen had stayed. So the Kohen had stayed with the 600 soldiers by the gate. But when they went into Micha's house, he took the silver-covered image, the best in the house of God. The Kohen asked him, "What are you doing?" They replied, "Be quiet and keep your mouth shut and come with us. Be a father and a Kohen for us. Which is better, to be a Kohen in the house of one man, or to be a Kohen to a whole tribe and a family in Israel?" What is the Kohen's motivation? Status. He wants to be known as the Kohen for a tribe. Tell me what a Kohen is supposed to be. Servant. Not just a servant, but servant to whom? Servant to the people. Servant to God. If you minister before me, that's what God said. But you will minister to none. He's taken his eyes off the cloud and he's looking to men. And if I can get 10 shekels from one guy, what can a whole tribe do? This made the Kohen feel very good. So he took the ritual vest in the house of gods and the image and he went off with the people. So they turned left with their children and cattle and belongings going ahead of them. When they were a good distance from Micha's house, the men who lived in the houses near his got together with him, overtook the people of Dan and began shouting at them. The people from Dan turned around and said to Micha, "What's wrong with you that you gathered such a crowd?" He answered, "You've taken away my God, which I have made, and gone off with my Kohen. What more have I got?" So that's all he has, his status. "How can you ask me what's wrong with you?" And the men from Dan replied, "You had best say no more to us, because some of us might get angry and attack you." He's got a household and they have an army. When was the last time you remember a story like that? Abraham. He went to go fetch Lot. After 4 kings came down and beat the snot out of 5 kings near Sodom and Gomorrah and all those other things, they took Lot and all the possessions and everything and they went up with him, and Abraham with his 300 servants said, "All right, we're going to go pick a fight. Abba, you need to step in here." And they take out 4 kings. And he brings back all the people and the possessions and. It's on his way back where he meets Melchizedek, yes? Listen to this response. You could lose your life. And so might the others in your household. Then the people from Dan went their way, and when Micha saw that they were too strong for him, he turned and he went back to his house. So he took what Micha had made of it and his pocket. So he lost all of his stuff in a moment. They came to Laish, to a quiet and trusting people. They attacked, killed them, and burned down the city. No one came to rescue them because it was far from Sidon, and they had no dealings with other people. This was the Babylonian day to brought forth. So the 600 men, and here's in victory, the people came in welcoming them, and they just said, "Thanks very much, we'll take everything you have." That becomes Dan's empire. Still the Kohen, still the house of idols, still the city, It's ironic when your name is Judge. Yeah. What was Dan supposed to be doing? Let's think of Dan marching. What? Who would normally go out first? Judah? And who came in last? Dan. So Dan was supposed to be the backstop. Dan was supposed to be the people who protected the young. Dan was supposed to be the people that protected the young and the old and the infants and everything else. What has Dan become? Quiet and trusting the people. Well,
Then, if they're in a battle position in the back, are they not also making sure that the battle is in
yeah.
the sweepers? They're making sure that any last remnants of the enemy is completely eradicated.
So we would kind of be packed up, but I think that the pack is there also to protect the flank. So if anybody does regroup and then they come around again, you've got a really strong group behind it as well.
But you're also fighting the remnants, the remainders. So we are getting it. That is not actually the spearhead. They're not trained to do, they're not meant to do. And they put themselves at the very forefront of the war in future times.
Yeah. So they set up and they literally go and they divide themselves, right? Then the people of Dan rebuilt the city and settled there. They named the city Dan after Dan, their ancestor, who was born to Israel, although the city had previously been called Laish. The people of Dan set up the image for themselves. Jonathan, the son of Gershom, the son of Manasseh, and his sons were Kohanim for the tribe of the people of Dan until the day of the exile from the land. So we finally get this Kohan's name. What's his name? Jonathan. What does Jonathan mean? God has given. So God, he was a gift as a Kohen. Meanwhile, he's acting like, you see, they're calling him Gershom, like a stranger. We've got an interesting parallel. When we look at, where does Gershom come from? Gershom. You have Gershom and you have Gershom. It means stranger, refugee. Cross his fingers first. Check your phones. Use them. Google Gershom. Means stranger. I want to know where's the first reference of that name. So he's supposed to be the son of Manasseh, and their sons were Kohanim for the tribe of the people of Dan until the day of the exile from the land. Thus they erected for themselves Michas idol, which he had made. It remained there as long as the house of God was in Shiloh. Gershom. What did we find? You want to say anything else? Moshe. So why would this guy be called? He says, comes from Gershom. He's a gift of God. Acts like a stranger to God. How did Moses lead the people of Israel? What was Moses mean? What's Moses' meaning? To draw out. Okay? Draw them out of bondage to bring them for what? What was the point of Moses' life? To draw them out of Egypt to do what? You need them into covenant first. covenant understanding has to happen before you can go into the promised land. Right? It doesn't matter that you're just set free. What did Israel want? They wanted the wealth of Egypt, and then they wanted a piece of land. What would that have achieved?
For the glory of God.
No, nothing. Exactly what we see in Judges. Everybody would have done what was according to their own eyes. They would have set up their own places. They would have worshipped their own gods. As a nation, how would that have fulfilled God's vision using Abraham, Yitzhak, and Yaakov? It wouldn't have. How can I have you serving 70 different deities and calling yourself Israel? Can I do that? No. So I have to bring you out, and when I bring you out, I want to teach you about myself. So God brings them out and starts to slowly teach them who He is, because they have no idea who He is. Right? Gets them to a place where He can appear to their nation, and then says, I've got something cool. This has already been planned since Abraham. It's only going to be fulfilled much later, but do you want to be in? He betroths Himself to them, and He picks them up and He says, all right, now I want you to practice this stuff. We're going to go through stages in your journey. There's a parasha called Matot. It's literally stages as they come. Sometimes for a year, sometimes long. I think the shortest one I saw, and I stand to be corrected, was a couple of weeks. So you set up camp, and then the Shekinah gets up and we just settle down. No, we've got to move. What am I trying to teach you? Everything is temporary. All the other stuff, the fixtures, the brickwork, all that stuff's going to fade, it's going to change. Man, I want you to be focused and I want you to be able to move with me. And when I move, you move. Where I am, fruit is. Manna was with God, yes? Or was God standing on the mountain just sprinkling manna with His left wing? Pillar and fire. What does that mean to be in the desert? Heat and shade.
Shade during the day.
Right, we've got lights. Lights generally run towards big fires. Generally helps the direction. But one of the bigger things is that you freeze to death in the desert. It's extremely cold. One day when you come with me to Israel, if we ever go there in March, you pack more for one night, more clothing for one night than you do for the most of the rest of the trip. Praise the Lord because He was there. Right? You go into this Paramount and you sit down and we hike down into the crater. By the time 9 o'clock comes, you have long johns, beanies, scarves, jackets, jerseys, three residents, balaclava, hot water bottle, and a blankie. And then you're sitting and you're sitting here, we're having a wonderful time trying to look at stars. It is extremely cold, and that's not even winter. Right? So that fire is there to keep you warm, it's there to keep you alive. The shade, I've had the fortunate experience of going to Israel in summer. When you're in the desert at 48 degrees, a little bit of shade is nice. You run from shade to shade. You don't hang around. Right? And if you think like a South African, and you think, nah, it's cool, we'll just hang around in an aircon place, go to an observatory or something like that, and we'll chill there until 4 o'clock. 4 o'clock, everything will become more bearable. The sun only sets at 9, 4 o'clock is the hottest part of the day. And make that mistake once. Right? That shade was there to bring covering. There are practical applications to God's provision. He understands you, understands how you're made, and He understands what you need. But you were born into a covenant. I drew you out for a purpose to enter into a covenant and then go into your inheritance. Then what are you doing with your inheritance? Shimshon, how did you lead them into your inheritance? Parallel Moses, Joshua, and Samson. Moses prayed for a successor. He raised up Joshua, became Joshua. What's the big name change there? That little letter. It's called a Yud. Right? So that's nice and convincing. What does that mean? What does it mean? I agree. Why is that little? It's the smallest Hebrew letter. Have a look. Have a look into the little chart. You've got paleo charts and things like that, right? Cheat sheets. Talks about the hand. Right? The hand of God, because that is the first letter of the Yud He Vav He. That is the first letter in God's name. You want to listen to me? Very good. Right? So when he adds that to Hoshea, or Hoshua, same root. This means saves. And that is a representation of God will save. I'm going to save through you. But before we even get there, I've got to get you here. So I'm going to first take Moshe. Man never changed. Right? He draws them out. He saves them with an outstretched arm, Pesach, brings them into covenant, and through Joshua causes them to inherit. What was Joshua's mistake as a mean? I know I'm being nitpicky, he was a great man of God. He never prayed for someone to lead Israel after him. We go into Judges because of that. God raises up individuals, but individuals in different areas. Some of these judges were happening at the same time. Different territories, different fights, different things that were going on, but generally we have a steady decline, spiritually and in accordance with land. And we're just seeing damage left, right, and center. Until eventually we start to get a king and we start to pick things up, and there's a bit of unity that comes from in the beginning. Now we have Shimshon, who's supposed to do this. He was going to draw out the Philistine. He was going to go and pick fights with the Philistine. He was going to should have caused Dan to inherit the land. Dan should have been behind him. And we see nothing. Israel should have been behind him because all of the brothers should have helped Dan inherit. Israel is settled, Dan can worry about itself. What am I trying to tell you? Individualistic approach to God's body does not work. It leaves behind the weight of destruction. If you think...
How do we overcome that? Because we're very individualistic with society and everything. It's more of a community kind of living and a sharing thing, but now
you've got to start thinking about how my decisions affect the rest of everybody. Alright? Anybody ever stay close to a close community or a small community, or you get a very close family unit? You realize that one person does something wrong, everybody in the family knows about it. Right? And if everybody knows about it, it becomes everybody else's issue. And if it becomes everybody else's issue, the whole household is upset because one person did something silly. Must be so much come see me for counseling after. But if you get into this idea, remember Achan? Who was Achan? The guy who stole from Jericho? And what did Achan, did his sin just affect his family? No. It affected the entirety of Israel. So what you have to understand is that even though your children might act a certain way, it affects how other people perceive your household. Right? So that if, and that's both positive and negative, right? And for us as people, we have a responsibility to shepherd the flock. We need to also understand that the way you perceive our household affects your household. What we allow, you think is okay. The question you need to be asking yourself is, how is it in my spiritual walk, how do I cause my brethren to inherit? how do I build them up to be able to take hold of their inheritance? You might have yours. What do I mean by that?
When I settled into our land and our calling, for example, like the other tribes did, but there's a dam still out there that needs to have there.
Exactly. You understand your calling, you understand what God wants from you, you understand your function, and you fulfilling that role. In your with your body, and you with everybody else that's going on here. For those that you do not have it yet, the next generation of the new believer, we have to help to get you trained enough to be able to understand your calling and bring them in. As we build you up, as we train you, as we move you forward, then you can affect others. You come into your inheritance. You come into your gift. Listen to me. It's very easy. This little tool that we've got going on here. Live stream. Scripture clearly says, do not forsake the gathering of my people. You can quite happily, because it's easy, sitting your own little home in your pajamas and you can click on the thing and you can get teaching. That doesn't build community. That builds comfort. Comfort for you. But the problem is, you're not an island. You have to work together with everybody here. Now again, sometimes it's difficult to get here. But the more you're involved, the more you speak to people, the more you understand their calling, the more you might understand that your testimonies of what you went through might be preparing the way for the next guy to inherit. Listen to me, guys. I know I'm waffling on about this, but this is one of the saddest chapters in the Bible. So you don't know your calling. Shame. Don't worry, it will come. I have mine, so don't worry about it. Judah was settled. Why weren't they standing behind Samson? Dan, where were you when he was fighting the Philistine? You sit there by yourself and you tell yourself, I'm going to do it this way because it's okay for me and it fits better with my life. Is nonsense. This isn't an individualistic approach. This is about building up the body. Disciples did not work just one-on-one. Discipleship did, but they operated together. How many of you do you see them even when they go out in Acts? When they go out in Acts, how many of you do you see? Do they go out by themselves generally, or are they going out 2 by 2? Maybe there's more. There's communities and everybody's touching base. Don't get stuck in as what fits with me and my household and me and my family. And we don't do it that way, so therefore they can go and operate differently. You were not made to operate the same. You were made to operate differently. That's the beauty of it. That's the structure, and that's the way we're going to get the body moving. Don't get comfortable. Growth doesn't happen when you're comfortable. All the stuff you have now is temporary. He might pick you up and say, right, I want you to go to India tomorrow. I want you to leave everything you love behind. He might ask you to leave your job. He might ask you to sacrifice family. He might offer you to change a whole bunch of stuff about yourself that's not part of your plan. But your plan, if it's easy, maybe it's you. I don't know about you guys, but every time Abba has told me to get up and do something, I've normally been pretty scared. I know because I start with excuses before I start saying yes. We all want to be sheep when we struggle. We need to get to a place where we start to see how our role, what our position is in this body, and how am I going to train up the next generation to get there. This Kohen should not have been left by itself. He was referred to as a young man more than once. He should have been in training. People will lose their inheritance because you refuse to pick them up. If we start operating, when we start moving, when we start asking the right questions, and we start getting uncomfortable, and we start sacrificing a little bit of our own ways and our own plans and our own designs, if we let all that go, then maybe God can work. This is not about you. You gave your life away, remember? This is God's story. And I'm going to leave you with this. What is your chapter going to say? Is he going to have to take out your eyes before you start to fulfill a point? Or are you going to have to step up and stand up and say, all right, if I do my job, other people will get what God wants them to do. A redemption, inheritance, a place to go home. And if you're talking about kingdom of heaven dynamics, it's an eternal salvation. An eternity with the King. Not one night with the King. You don't have to wait until he calls. He's called you, he's offered up the scepter. He says, you will be mine and you will stand up next to me. You just got to give up your life. And remember those who are standing around you and those who are following behind you. And if God is raising you up, stop running. You have comfort and you have growth. Samson looked for Samson. Nathan's running around trying to find out. You with me? Any questions, any thoughts? Go. Prayer time is every time.
Leave this one. Leave it.
All right, where you guys are, just link hands. Anything you're praying for? All right, start it. Father, we thank you for your Shabbat, that we can just come and sit at your feet. Father, we thank you for your blessings and for your love. Thank you that we can come and learn from the testimonies, Lord Father, the men that have gone forward, Lord Father, both good and bad. Thank you for their testimonies, Lord. Thank you that you could just help us, Lord Father, help us see the bigger picture. I pray that you would continue to cause other people to inherit, Lord Father, that you would flow through us, that we may bring them Yeshua, bring them Torah, Father, bring them into your kingdom, Lord Father, and establish them at your feet. Father, our job is to give them to you. So we pray that you would flow through us, that they would just continue to receive you, Lord Father, in everything. Abba, as we stand here as family, Lord Father, we just pray for Benita, Lord Father, we just pray that you would just bring peace, pain-free, Lord Father, passing as we know the bodies are broken, Father, but we know there's an eternity waiting for us, and we can rejoice in this transference, Lord. We just thank you. Thank you that your promise that through Yeshua is firm. And Abba, as well as a prayer for that, Lord Father, we just pray that the migraines would stop, Lord Father, we just pray right now in Yeshua's name, that whatever's causing it, Lord Father, we just pray. Abba, we pray that if we're dealing with any difficulties in our businesses, if there's any sort of thing that maybe we've done, Lord Father, I pray for your forgiveness. Father, I pray that you would stretch out your hand, Lord Father, and bring salvation and bring redemption, Father, for all the promises which you have given us, Lord Father. And we just pray that you just continue to protect and you release what is due to us, Lord Father. There's nothing over that. At your time, and we just pray that your will be done. Thank you, Father, for your love, and we give you glory. In Yeshua's name we pray. Amen.